friends, let's put together a Swiss Meringue Buttercream. You need just a few ingredients: butter, egg whites, sugar, salt, and vanilla, and then a few pieces of equipment. I like to use my electronic mixer. If you don't have one like this, you can use a hand mixer, but you're gonna be mixing for quite a while. I also like to use my kitchen scale, and I will need a pot of water and what I'm using as a double boiler today, just my regular mixing bowl. A Swiss Meringue Buttercream is very smooth, it's buttery, and it's incredibly versatile. I like to use this buttercream whenever I'm decorating cakes because the texture, really, it just can't be beat. Now, there are multiple types of buttercream out there, but this is definitely my favorite one. So let's get started with making it. Now, the first step in making this Swiss Meringue Buttercream is to get out a kitchen scale. Now, if you don't have a kitchen scale, you're welcome to use something like a measuring cup for your egg whites. But I do prefer to use the scale, one, because it saves me time, and then two, I know exactly what's going into my Swiss Meringue Buttercream. I am looking for 120 grams of egg whites, 119. Okay, and then I have a cup and a quarter worth of granulated sugar in here. I'm just gonna add that to the bowl. I just wanna use a whisk to pull this all together. Quick little stir. And now, the egg whites will go on top of the water. Now what I'm gonna do is check and see if this mixture is ready. I'm gonna dip my spoon into the eggs and the sugar. And then I'm gonna take just a little bit and put it on my finger. If it's still gritty, like if I can feel the sugar as I'm rubbing my fingers together, then it's not ready to be removed from the heat. I'm gonna take a little bit, and it's not that hot where you're gonna get burnt. I can still feel the sugar on that. So I'm gonna keep stirring. Let's stop and check again. Oh, there it is. That's really smooth. And that tells me that the sugar and the eggs have fully cooked together, and they are ready for the next stage. Now be careful with removing this from the heat. Condensation down on the bowl. I'm gonna put this right onto my mixer. And we're gonna start off with the whisk attachment, and we want to whip as much air into the sugar and the eggs as we can possibly get. So we're gonna let this whip for about 6 or 7 minutes until we get to stiff white peaks.
Let me just get like 15 seconds of this.
All right. So I'm gonna count this as being pretty close to done. This is not as stiff as what I'd like for it to be, but it's certainly good enough. So what we're gonna do now is scrape off whatever's here, and we're gonna switch attachments because it's time to add the butter. So now I'm gonna use this attachment. And we're gonna turn this on again, but this time around we're gonna add in the butter. I like to add in a stick or half a stick at a time. Wait until that's fully incorporated, and then I'll add in another stick. This butter is at room temperature, fairly squishy, so it's being added in quite well. And then on top of that, the butter and the eggs are still a little warm, so it makes it even easier and faster. I'm gonna turn this on higher and I'm just gonna let it whip for about 5 or 6 minutes. Now it's time to add the flavor into the buttercream. We're gonna put in about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then just a pinch of salt. Let that incorporate. If you want to add in anything else like a nut butter or speculoos or chocolate, now would be a really great time to do it. I'm going to keep this as is because I'm going to use this to decorate a cake. I'm going to use this to decorate a cake. Decorate. I'm going to use this to decorate a cake later. And so I want it to be nice and simple and just the buttercream on its own. So what you're left with is this beautiful buttercream that can be used on almost anything. It's great for wedding cakes, regular cakes, cupcakes, or just to sit on your couch and eat it. It's a non-judgment zone here, I promise. So try it sometime, maybe switch it up if you're doing American buttercream. Switch on over to a Swiss American butter, that's not what it's called. A Swiss Meringue Buttercream. Try it, let me know how it is. The recipe will be down in the description box. And as always, you can check me out on my blog, takingaBiteOutOfHistory.com. Bye.